Hello everybody, welcome to 2023. Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another video here at Benham Media. And in fact, the first video of 2023. Is an absolute pleasure to see you all here today. Thank you so much for clicking on that thumbnail. And if this is in fact the first time that you have discovered one of my videos, welcome. Welcome to the channel. It is an absolute pleasure to see a new face. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And by the end of this video, you consider subscribing to the channel, because if you haven't, it would mean so much to me that you would start my year off by hitting the subscribe button just down there. But yeah, Happy New Year to each and every single one of you. I hope you had a fantastic holiday season. I hope you had a good Christmas. I hope you ate well and drank well and spent time with loved ones, or at least spoke to loved ones if you are working away or you live away from people who you care about. But yeah, it's a brand new year, and I guess I'm starting the new year pretty much how I left last year, but wanting to sort of like explode it even more. Now, last year I achieved quite a fair few of my goals. This year, the goals are quite similar, but it's to level up. Basically, it's that simple. I want to do more of what I did last year. I want to improve my skills. I want to improve what I started to build in 2022. And I'm doing this video for one purpose only. Over the week that I took off, I didn't do a video just before New Year. I had a fantastic week off, spent it with the family, watched my children unwrap their presents and have a fantastic time. My wife did a sensational Christmas dinner, and we just had a really, really good sort of like family time. The kids have gone back to school today, so I am now back working. And amongst this time off, obviously I took a small little break from posting on social media, but I'm addicted to it myself. So of course I've gone online and I've still watched a few videos. And just the other day, I happened to watch a video by Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, Mr. DJ himself, sort of wishing all his fan base a wonderful, wonderful new year. And he said a quote that I've not heard before, and I've looked into it a little bit more, and it seems to be a quote that a lot of people sort of take on board and ride and sort of use it as a motivation to sort of push themselves forward in everything from their own physicality, their own mental ability, and their sort of career and everything else going forward. And the quote is quite simply, one day or day one. And after sort of thinking a little bit about it, I feel that I'm sort of in that bracket. I spent a lot of my time, especially in the last few years or so, always saying one day I will do what I want to do. One day I will start my YouTube channel. One day I will make my first film. One day I will make a change in what I want to do. But eventually I got sick and tired of going one day. And eventually it became day one. Day one, I picked up my camera and I made my first YouTube video 3 years ago. Day one, I decided to buy my very first camera. Day one, I decided to sort of like start looking after myself. And it's such a powerful phrase. It's 5 words that can change your mentality. Yeah, we all sit there and go, well, one day I'm going to do this. One day I want to achieve this. But what happens when you start thinking that one day is today? Last year I pushed myself to go further. I started to really think about my own photography. I probably had about 3 or 4 months in the middle of last year where I was getting a little bit lackadaisy, I suppose is the best way of putting it. I couldn't be bothered to go out and shoot. I couldn't be bothered to create. My videos got a bit lazy. And I wanted to do more. I wanted to sort of get right. I want to go off and make my own movie. I wanted to start the process of getting back onto a film set. But I was sort of like, oh, you know, it just takes a lot of effort and I need to do this and it takes a little bit more work to do that. And I got myself into the ruck, which as someone who's self-employed, and it is just me, I don't work for a big company. It is my own motivation that gets me up, that makes me have to do this. To eventually I went, right, I'm going to write the movie. And even though I wrote Unhealthy Addiction, it still took me the best part of 3 months to make it, because I was like, oh, but I've got to figure out how I was going to do it. And until eventually that one day became day one. And I sort of did it without even thinking. I sort of took on this phrase, this quote, without sort of realizing I took it on. And it did. It made the end part of my year so much better, so more enlightening. I ended 2022 in a better place than when I definitely started it and when I was during the summer. Because I'm now looking back at 2022 going, but I did do it and I succeeded. It may not have got 1,000 views. It may not have sort of like won the best Oscar movie award, but do you know what? I did it. And it's given me the motivation to write my second film, which I'm going to hopefully shoot in February when I've got everything put into place. And that is not me saying one day. That is me saying, right, it is day one of pre-production. I need to rearrange this studio a little bit more for me to be able to shoot it. I need to get a couple more props before I can shoot it. And that is what I'm in the process of doing this month, to make sure that I can make my recording space the right type of space for me to make this. Instead of what I did with Healthy Addiction, when I had everything in my head, it was sort of like, oh, I'll do it next week, or I'll sort that out, or I don't quite know how to do this. I'm now sort of saying, right, this is day one of me getting out there to sort this out. And it's exactly the same with my YouTube channel. I've got a bit more of a clearer vision of how I want to sort of progress, how I want to push it forward. Yeah, it has definitely evolved quite a fair bit since when I made my first video, how I wanted it to be 3 years ago to what it is now. It is a very sort of vloggy channel. I do go out and I do my photo walks and I meet people and I make vlogs about those sort of meetings. And I've spent the first week, what are we in? We are in day 4 of January, and I've already sort of put things together to try to benefit my lifestyle, to try to make my family lives even more better. I've started doing something that I could probably bring in more funds instead of just relying on client-based work, because if you are self-employed, you know how difficult it is to always get that next client or that next client. So I've started to put things together to try to make a better income stream apart from just waiting for the odd client and then blaming the fact that the industry is still quite slow. I haven't got that excuse anymore. The industry isn't slow anymore. It's opened up again. Yeah, I'm at the bottom of the ladder and I still need to keep on climbing, but the thing is, I need to keep on climbing. I can't just sit at the bottom of that ladder looking up going, yeah, one day I'll get, no, today is day one. And I'm quoting this because after watching Dwayne Johnson's video, it sort of made me feel that it's definitely a message that a lot of people need to hear. It isn't just someone who does YouTube or who wants to get more likes on their videos or more followers on their Instagram. This is a message that I feel that anybody can put in to their day lives. It is a message where, you know, I'm a little bit overweight, but, you know, one day I'll start exercising, or one day I'll start eating healthily. You know, today's day one. Today is day one. You know, I'm stuck in a job that I'm sort of like, I'm not happy with, but I want to do this job, which I'm qualified for. But, you know, it means having to change jobs and change friends and, you know, potentially spending a little bit of time in between jobs to get the job that I want. So one day I'll take the risk. Today's day one. Start looking for that dream job. Start looking for the job that you want to do in a career that you want to succeed in. You know, as a parent, I tell my children that if they put their mind to it, they are capable of great things. I do believe that you can't be anything that you want, because there are some limitations in, not only your own ability, but also in the world. But you are capable of great things if you put your mind to it. If you concentrate on one sort of scenario of your life, not just one thing, one scenario to put these stepping stones in. Sometimes you've only got to worry about the next step. And then once you've got that step, then start thinking about the next step. You don't need to be all five at once. And as a parent, I try to demonstrate that to show my children, look, I'm from a council estate in some small town in Norfolk, but I'm now here in London doing what I want to do, doing what I enjoy, doing what I love, and I get to call it my living. I get to say that that's what I do for a job. I grew up and I'm now doing what I dreamed of doing back then. And it's because I stopped thinking about one days and I made several day ones. I took the leap to go to drama school, to leave my hometown, to go to the big city, the first person in my college to do such a leap. And since then, I've completely gone forward and gone forward. And yeah, there's been plenty of times when I've gone, one day I'll do it. One day I will try to achieve my goals. And without even knowing, I have used this quote throughout my life to go, no, today is day one. Today is day one, and I'm going to push this forward. I've done it with my career. I've done it with my health. I've done it with my relationships. I've done it in relationships where, like, one day I will sort of put aside this toxic relationship and have the strength to move forward. But I'm now here. I'm now in 2023, and this quote spoke to me. This video by Dwayne Johnson spoke to me, and I've looked into the quote, I've looked online, and I've seen it's not a new quote. It's not something that he's just thrown out there because, he's the Rock and he's this huge mountain of a man who inspires so many people around the world. This is a quote that he heard growing up and inspired him to be the the man mountain, this unstoppable force. This looks like he should be attracting gravity. And yeah, it's spurred him on. It's made him sort of keep going, keep moving forwards. And yeah, I'm not saying I'm Dwayne Johnson. I wouldn't mind his career. That would be very nice. Probably not his body. I don't think my little head would fit on a neck like that. But to have that mindset, to start off a new year with that mindset, to go, right, today is day one of the rest of my challenges. And it doesn't need to be just a one challenge. It doesn't need to be day one of the only thing you want to do. Today could be day one of the first thing you want to do. And then later on down the line, you start day one of the next thing. And I want you to just take a moment to think about what your day one will be. In fact, I want you to tell me what your day one would be. In the comments below, come and say hello to me. Come and go, hey Nathan, my day one would be to do this. And then as you type that comment, as I read it, I want you to think, how can you start that day one? How I started my day one is that I went to drama school. I got my first film. I bought my first camera. And I pressed record for my first YouTube video. Those were my day ones. And I've got many, many more that I want to do this year. And I've already started. Yesterday was day one for a new franchise that I want to start. And I've spent a lot of time yesterday putting in the groundwork. And today, I'm sharing that message with you. On the 4th of January, 2023, today could be your day one. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's not much. I know it's just me sat in my studio talking to you about motivations and everything else like that. But I want you to take it on board. I want you to tell me in the comments below. I want you to hit that thumbs up button if you've felt inspired by this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and follow me on my continuing day ones as I try to keep building myself and my career to try to reach the goals that I know I am capable of. Just like I know you are capable of your own goals. So guys, thank you so much for watching. New videos are coming out every single week. I've got some fantastic ideas. I've got some wonderful things I want to do. I've got some wonderful people I want to introduce you to. And yeah, until next time, enjoy the rest of your day, week, month, year, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.